Thanks for staying with us. So before we introduce our guest, there's a story that Ramatu wanted to take, which was quite important. So I'll let you take that story from the
so
Tribune.
It's a story, yes, it's a story on Nel Fund. They said the managing director of the Nigerian, that's Nel Fund, Akintunde Soya, has said the agency has so far received a total sum of 203 billion naira and disbursed 54 billion to 303 institutions. He also said that it was disbursed to 293 students and they have all received 24 billion for their welfare and upkeep directly in their accounts. There has been reports on mismanagement of funds and they are trying to explain how they have disbursed it. So giving a breakdown, they said 10 billion from the Office of the Accountant General was sent to them, appropriated and directed by the Honorable Minister, and they said 71 billion from the Central Bank. They said 153 billion was released. We received 71 billion in the first instance, and then 153 billion naira. We received a further 50 billion naira in proceeds, recovered proceeds, and also the total that comes to them is 203 billion naira they have received. He has also said that they want to commend the Honorable Minister of Education, Honorable Tunji Alausa, for his initiative in convening an emergency meeting of heads of institutions a few days ago, where he vowed to introduce a training for heads of tertiary institutions. So
we can get more information on Tribune. Thank you. Because you read the entire article. As if you just want to mention exactly what the headline is. Okay, now joining us on the show is a special advisor to the Lagos State Governor on housing. We'll be discussing with her the recent protest over high rent costs in Lagos, exorbitant charges, and presumably unfair practices by agents and the government's efforts to address the housing deficit. Welcome with us, Barrister Barakat Odunuga-Bakare. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Good to have you.
Thank you very much.
So I'm so glad you're here, and I would like to invite our callers. You can call us on 020-163-52013, 090-241-63440. You can also send your thoughts, your comments, and questions to our X page on at TVC Connect. We'll be happy to read your thoughts. The reason why I'm happy you're here, because a few weeks ago we discussed this topic and we just opened our phone lines for Nigerians to call in to express their hurts and their disappointment, obviously, when you try to get housing in Lagos State. I also shared my own personal experience. My nieces moved home and they were looking for a place, and they got a place and they were really excited about it. And at the point of payment, the agent said they will have to pay legal fees for 2 years. They have to pay agency fee for 2 years. And we're thinking, I know this was not small money. So obviously the money had been inflated and they couldn't pay anymore. So we're just asking the questions, who is regulating these agents? Who exactly, how do we, regular people who live in Lagos, get housing without being cheated by these agents? So let me start first with, what is Lagos State doing as regards protecting Lagosians from people like these?
Thank you very much, Mariah. Good morning, YK. Good morning, Ramatu.
Good morning.
Good morning. So I'll start, first of all, by calming Lagosians down and Nigerians in general, that that Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu hears their cry, and we're doing everything possible for us to curb these sharp practices in the real estate sector. There's an agency in the Ministry of Housing called the Lagos State Real Estate Regulatory Authority, LASRERA, and that agency is empowered to register and sensitize and regulate the real estate sector in Lagos State. The law was enacted in 2022, and it provides the agency the right to register anybody in the real estate sector, most especially agents, brokers, developers, what not have you. And I'm aware of this protest that happened a few weeks ago, and it's due to the fact that agents are charging exorbitant prices for agency fees, and also rent hikes as well too. So we have a law called the Tenancy Laws of 2015. It was enacted in 2015. Section 37 of that law speaks to unreasonable rent, and also a section in the said law speaks to how much an agent can charge in regards to commission and all that. It states specifically that they can't charge more than 10%. And the law also specifies that rent should not be more than 1 year. But people have been flouting the laws, and that's why we're here, for us to sensitize the public that you're not supposed to pay more than 1 year's rent, and also not supposed to pay more than 10% of the total sum of the, to the agents. But a section of the law also is the tenancy laws are being reviewed at the moment. Where there's a lacuna is that it doesn't state specifically, it doesn't capture caution fee, doesn't caption all those other fees.
Legal fees as well.
Yes, it doesn't. It captures legal fee that they can't charge more than 10%. But caution fee and the rest of them were not properly captioned in the law.
Charges.
So it's ambiguous. So people interpret it the way they want to interpret it. But we're working with the House of Assembly hand in hand for us to be able to amend that law for it to suit and curb these unreasonable charges that the agents are charging. And in regards to the rents, like I said earlier, Section 37 provides that any rent that is being exorbitantly increased can be challenged in courts, and it's only when you file to court that the court can come in. And then the court goes to the area. For instance, Yaba. They go to Yaba and then check the area. What is the rent going for in that area? If your rent, the rent you increased to doesn't match how much is supposed to be charged in that area, then the court can bring down the rent for it to match the area. And the Section 1, subsection 3 of the tenancy laws exempts some areas. GRA, Ikeja, Ikoyi, Victoria Island, and Apapa. So those areas, they were not, no, Lekki is not part of it. So Ikeja, GRA, VI, Ikoyi, and Apapa were those areas that were exempted.
You can increase.
You can increase, yes. But the new laws now, that what we're trying to amend now, will caption everything. So there will not be an exemption to any area in Lagos at all, whatsoever. So for you to increase, we're trying to have a roundtable discussion with landlords for us to see how we can come up with a gentleman's agreement on how we can meet halfway. Because we all know times are hard. And we're not trying to make life harder for our citizens in Lagos.
Okay, so at some point, there was a time, I remember one time during Fashola's time, I think they said that they can even pay monthly rent if it's possible, like 3 months rent.
Really? I was going to get to that at some point.
Okay,
yes.
That's number one. And then this the agency fee and the legal fees, are they two different things? The 10% agency fee, legal fees 10%.
Yes, it's two different things, because the lawyers are the ones that draft up the agreements. And the agents are the ones that do the whole, they take you to the property, they follow to the latter how the property is managed, whatnot. But some lawyers are given powers of attorney to manage a property, but they cannot act in the capacity of an agent, because I'm a lawyer, and our rules of engagement or codes of conduct does not permit us to act. There should always be a stop at when you can stop acting as a lawyer, and then the agent takes charge from there. So there's what would I call, separation of duties, or separation of what you can do, what not. Yes, sir.
So I would like to know.
Very short break. Okay. When we come back, we continue the conversation. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.